So we've been working with Paramount for about 10 years in a measurement capacity across the entire enterprise. That's everything from ad research, program research, marketing, take your pick of departments, have fostered that relationship for a long time. There's a lot of trust there around our data. There's a lot of familiarity there around our data and our products and our people. And it was a natural progression to move into the currency space. So about 2 years ago, started working with Travis and John Haley and Michelle Stone and all those wonderful people on that team to discuss how we take that existing relationship and advance it to the next level towards the logical place, which is kind of new currency as we refer to it. So over the last 18 months have been heads down on the data integration to get our currency grade data, whether it be on the household level or on the person level, on the linear level, on the cross-platform level, kind of into the right pipes and plumbing, so to speak, on the Paramount side, so that they can do all the necessary things. They can plan off it, they can pace off of it, they can provide post-campaign reporting and stewardship, all those important kind of phases. So we've been working on that for the last 18 months or so.
Stuart, could you explain to the folks at home the difference between currency and measurement? Sometimes it's confusing, so how does it shake out in your mind?
So if you ask most people, they would say that currency is narrowly defined as a metric by which the buy and the sell side agree to transact on. So if I'm Snickers and I want to make an investment in Paramount inventory across their portfolio, I'm going to say, I need you to guarantee me that I reach this demographic or this cohort of people, whether it be an advanced audience or a demo, and that if I don't reach that many people aged 18 to 24 or 18 plus, that I'm going to get some sort of a make good in response. So it's essentially a guarantee on a level of performance associated with audience delivery for a given deal. That's what most people would define currency as. Whereas measurement, which is inextricably tied to currency, is not a guarantee on performance. It's more directional in nature. It's doing the same math and the same analytics and the same behind the scene calculations, but it's more passive and it's more directional in how it's used. It's not used to guarantee a deal. That's really the key difference. I think those lines are blurring now and that there's a big opportunity for measurement to more directly inform currency and for currency to more directly inform measurement, and to start taking what I would call adjacent measurement areas and contemplate them alongside more traditional currency areas. So an example of that would be verification, right? So like I said, you can guarantee on an audience, whether it be upscale soccer moms or adults 18 to 49. But if we're talking about CTV, for example, how many people are guaranteed to have had the TV on while they were watching? How do you know it wasn't turned off and that the device was still on, like the Fire Stick or the Chromecast or the Apple TV? Well, in some future state, we may see verification rate as an additional metric by which campaigns are guaranteed on, even though that is not a traditional audience guarantee in the same way that we think of currency today. So I think with new currency brings a lot more measurement and currency edge cases and a little bit more blurriness between those lines.
So what's the opportunity or the promise for currency to be more broadly adopted by the TV industry?
Do you mean new currency?
New currency, yeah. The currency that iSpot is pioneering.
Yeah, so new currency as in not the legacy currency. I think the buy side and the sell side have different motivations. I think the sell side's main motivation that most people would say is that they are tired of spending 1.5% of their ad revenue to count the number of eyeballs that saw their programming and their ads. And they feel that's a gratuitous number that's not reasonable or scalable, especially for long tail cable nets and direct response cable nets that don't make as much revenue as the bigger broadcast players. But I think they also want to more accurately capture their audience, agnostic of how much money they're bringing in, and they don't feel like the legacy provider is doing that in all cases. I think for the buy side, which is inclusive of brands and the agencies that represent them, they're less concerned with how much a network is spending to measure audiences in a year with the legacy provider. And I think they're more concerned with bringing the measurement into the 21st century and feeling that it's coming from a representative place with enough devices or panelists that live inside of it to provide like an accurate signal of how many people are truly watching their content, and also the composition of the people that are watching their content. So big data allows us to do that. We're not new to big data. We've been doing it for 10 years. And a lot of our kind of colleagues in the new currency space are also experts in ACR data. So what's new to legacy is not new to us in harnessing the power of this data.